Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're still here. We survived Christmas.
We survived Christmas. We're still here.
10 kilos heavier, but still here.
Yeah, we've got the turkey down. Still cold, still about 22 degrees here at the moment, so we're a little bit like cool. Hope you're all keeping warm where you are.
Yeah.
And it's straight into the next round of football games.
Oh, there's no let-ups here.
Yeah.
They're back. Back with a bang. So
What's your quick synopsis from the first game? I know we're saying, is it going to be a big change?
Well, I thought that it would be like the first game of the season all over again. And no, the teams that were on form stayed on form.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in fact, they were even more impressive. The divide seemed to be even greater.
Sure, like City won, Arsenal won, Liverpool won, United won.
Only Spurs drew, and to be fair to them, Brentford at home would be that's a form fixture for them.
We did. I think we underestimated how strong. Although I got that right, I said a 2-2 draw.
You did. So, you got it right. I said a draw as well. To be fair,
you did.
But
so we're both right. We're both right, Ted.
We're great. But that's the thing, and I tell you, my predictions this week will be based on form and not on what I think of that club.
Okay. All right. Well, the first game is Brentford again. They have an opening game. West Ham at home against Brentford.
Well, it's the West Ham at home is the key, and Brentford away is equally, because for as good as they are at home, they're not that great away.
Yeah.
I think West Ham got schooled a little bit by Arsenal, and that'll be smarting. They're better than that.
Yeah, they are.
I would expect a response from West Ham, and I expect them to win 2-0 or 3-1. Deception. Get your coffee into you. Very important.
It's night time. And I think David Moyes is under pressure. Even though he seems a little bit relaxed.
Of course, he's under pressure. You look at the points. They're all tight down there in the bottom part.
And we've been saying since the start of the season that West Ham are a better team than their results are showing.
Yeah.
But they need to start showing it soon.
How long can you keep saying that?
Exactly. So they've lost their last home 2 games. They've lost 4 consecutive games now in a row. But Brentford are not very good away.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is like a must-win game for West Ham at home.
I think so. I think in last game at home, 2022, they have to sign up for the win.
Exactly. Have to show
and I think they'll get it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going for a 2-1 win for West Ham in this one.
I'll say 3-1. But
okay.
Okay.
Then we have Liverpool and Leicester.
Liverpool at home against Leicester. I suppose one of the form teams that didn't bring it was Leicester.
Big shock.
I say that. How easily? I mean, it was a tough game for Leicester, but how easily they got turned over was a surprise.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are under pressure. They've lost and drawn enough matches, so if they really want to try and get into that top 4, the way all the other teams ahead of them are playing, they can't afford to lose anymore or even drop points on home matches.
Yes, even to get into the Champions League.
That's all they're looking at this stage, is Champions League, which will be vital at the end of the season for the likes of Bellingham and that, if you really have any chance of getting them.
Yeah, they brought in this guy Gakpo.
I hate buying players off World Cups. People have great World Cups, and then you come in and.
Well, in fairness, he was like it's
the Dutch League.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. He's not. I mean, in today's money, it's not tremendously expensive, and it's kind of nice to pinch the pocket off United. But for any club, I just go like you don't buy off international tournaments.
You lose Sané. And you bring in Gakpo, like there's a big gap there, right?
No, I think the reason they brought him in is more about Diaz is out until March, he had a setback during his recovery from the Arsenal game. The injury picked up in the Arsenal.
Well, we're all neutral here.
All neutral, of course. Even Qantas. Anyway, let's get into the games. We're talking nonsense.
Yeah, I think Liverpool.
Liverpool at home win.
Although they've had no clean sheet in 5, Liverpool. They've had 3 consecutive wins for the first time this season, and they've only kept 4 clean sheets in 19 games. They're the 4th worst in the league.
Yeah, amazing. When Liverpool won the title, it was all about the defence. Now it's the weakest link is the defence.
Yeah,
I personally think it's about the defensive midfield that provided that shield, but. That would need its own video.
So Leicester would be interesting. They were so good before the break. Like they conceded no goals, and then suddenly they've conceded 3, against the last game against Newcastle. So which Leicester team is going to turn up? But I think Liverpool looked good in the last game, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
I would go 2-3-0, maybe 3-1. Again, not keeping the clean sheets.
Okay, all right. So then we're on to Wolves against Man United.
Yes, and Wolves had a great victory, and with lots of credit, and they're at home. So this is, there isn't going to be much about form, but I think this could be a little bit of a surprise in this game.
Oh, okay, yeah, because against Man United, you never know what to expect.
Man United have been playing very well, and they'll say, well, you kind of do know what to expect. Better football than we had at the start of the season from them. But away to Wolves can be historically a tough place to go. And the new manager, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name.
Julian Lopetegui.
There you go. Yeah. Has great first results. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think that a home support, they'll go at United, make it uncomfortable for them. United have the quality, and Rashford's on great form, form of his life, but I'm going to go for the 1-1 draw.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a big result for Wolves beating Everton, who obviously are down there with them. So away as well, an away win against Everton made it even more impressive. I still think Man United are too good for them. Wolves are still lightweight up front. United on form. They've won 4 of their 7 away games. Actually they'd won 7. They'd won 0 out of 7 of their away games before that. So definitely there's been a big turn since the new guys come in. I think United are going to continue their good form. I reckon an easy 3-1 win for United in this one. Okay, and especially they were good against Forest as well.
They really were.
Yeah. Well, and Bournemouth against Palace.
Home. That game now is really the hard one to call. You say it first.
Yeah, Palace, big surprise, right? When they were trounced by Fulham, even though they had 2 players sent off, right? So it's hard maybe to judge them on that. Bournemouth as well, they lost to Chelsea. So an important game for both teams. Bournemouth at home. Palace have only won 1 of their 9 away games. They've had no goal in 4 out of their 5 away games. No shot on target in their last 2 games. When we speak about the 3 attacking players that they have, that's
really damning, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's your thinking?
I don't know. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think both of these teams are in mid-table. Are thereabouts. They're outside the relegation zone. I think they can go at it. And they take some chances. So I think there's going to be goals in this one. I reckon maybe Bournemouth, maybe 3-2, an exciting game I'm expecting in this one.
Because he said it's going to be an exciting game, I've changed my result to be 0-0 draw.
It could be just as easily, right? With these 2 teams.
These 2 teams, there's a lack of quality up front. I think Palace have better forwards in terms of the understanding, but Zaha again, Louis, or what's his name? The bio, Zaha, isn't it?
Zaha, yeah. I mean, that's terrible. No shot on target in 2 games.
Terrible stats. And he's maybe looking at, he's thinking about his next contract. I think he's a free player agent at the end of the season. And he hasn't signed the new contract.
He's getting past the age too, where players.
The big teams won't do it. So he's thinking, where do I want to go to get a nice payday? Probably the last big payday.
Okay, so we're into Fulham against Southampton.
Okay, well, Fulham on the back of their last victory. I'll say to kick this off. I fancy Fulham. I think Southampton. They got rid of Ralph. You'd think new manager coming in, you get a response. They had all that Christmas, World Cup Christmas. All that World Cup time to try and get an identity and a bit of passion in it, and they were brutal at home. They're away to Fulham. Fulham will have the easiest 3 points they're going to get this season there. And I'll eat, I was going to say my hat, but I'm not wearing one if I'm wrong.
Okay, you'll
I'll eat something.
Eat something. Okay. Well, I agree with you. I think Fulham as well are going to win this one. They had a very impressive win against Palace. Southampton, I've tipped them to go down. I'm not going to change my mind on that. They've lost
great feeder club though.
They've lost 8 out of their last 10 away games. Only 1 clean sheet in 22 games. I think Mitrovic will be licking his lips at this one. I think I'm going to go for Fulham, a 2-1 home win for Fulham.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That brings us to Man City at home to Everton.
Go on, you kick this one off.
Everton, very disappointing. I mean, you would think that they were set up for the post after the World Cup to play Wolves at home.
Yeah.
You think, come on, let's win this one, get 3 points, and move on from there.
Let's get a bit of momentum going.
I mean, they had a period where they conceded 12 in their first 13 games, so they were very tight at defence. That's all gone out the window now. They've conceded 7 and 3, so their strong point is gone. So they've lost the most Premier League away games in 2022. I think it's Everton are looking on the way down, So I think an easy win here. Man City at home, I think 3, 4, 5.
Who wants to create records on scoring goals? Haaland looks like he wants to create a few records. So, and the boys will be happy to feed him.
Yeah, so I think an easy win for Man City.
Yeah, I when you say 3 goals, I think you're being a bit charitable.
Yeah.
I think Everton would take a 3-0 defeat right now.
Could be, yeah. I mean, you could easily 3, 5 or 6 in this one.
It could be.
Either
way, I think we're both agreeing the City
to win.
To win comfortably.
Okay. Then, Newcastle. Do we have to start thinking about Newcastle as Premier League contenders?
I think top 4 contenders. Premier League, I think it will be a step too far for them.
6 wins in a row.
Yeah, 100% great.
Not since Kevin Keegan.
Can't argue with those stats. I just, maybe there isn't the real big quality names there, and you think a couple of injuries, that you need that
would think so, yeah.
But not playing Europe will help as well. Is the other side of it.
Definitely way above what we were saying. I said top 4, I think. Top 6.
You said top 6, so absolutely you break the top 6, and they definitely deserve to be up there, and they'll be hard to shift out of the top 4, And
so do you think they'll beat Leeds?
I think so. Yes, Leeds gave a good old crack at it against City. But yet City are the ones that could have won that really 6-1, 7-1, rather than it being, close for Leeds.
Exactly.
They're away. Leeds are never as good away from home as they are on Ellen Road. It's kind of a bit of a derby match in a way, like up in the north. There'll be a lot of passion there. I would... If I wanted to be at a football match in England this weekend, this is the one I'd pick. I think it'd be a great old evening in Newcastle. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, but Newcastle to win?
I think Newcastle to win and win well. Built from the defence. Trippier having an amazing season, fair play to him. But all the boys are, and Pope, and they've just been really well managed now.
Yeah, they seem to be playing well. I'm going to go for a Newcastle win as well, maybe 3 win. I don't see Leeds challenging them at St James's Park. That leads us on to Brighton against Arsenal. So for this one, Brighton had a good win against Southampton. I mean, Southampton are poor, but still they had to beat against them. I think for me with Brighton is they're scoring more goals, definitely, but they're also conceding under the new coach. I think Graham Potter was much more defensively more solid. So I think Arsenal will score goals on this one, even though Brighton still have some good players. So Arsenal have 6 clean sheets in 8 away games. It's the best in the Premier League. The other 2 games where they conceded away, they lost, which is an interesting fact. But I think Arsenal 3-1 on this one, I think, again, to continue their momentum.
Well, that would be great. I'm just going to be the little...
you always say Brighton
digger. I don't. I never say a Brighton win and I never say an Arsenal win, so I'm going for a draw.
Okay.
I go for a 1-1 draw, an entertaining match.
Should be. Yeah.
And I think that both Brighton, like Newcastle, but to a lesser extent, having a great season, considering they lost their manager there in unexpected circumstances. They've really recovered well, and I'm beginning to like this Italian bio.
He does seem to be kind of more like attacking.
Very, very attacking minded.
But I think that will play into Arsenal's hands a little bit. If they can keep them out.
If they can keep them out, and that's the key. Is like they'll have their moment on top, and more than Arsenal, Brighton will need to score at that moment.
Okay, sorry, I just had to know.
Let's go.
Spurs against Villa.
Spurs at home to Villa. I'm going to just say it straight out. Spurs will get the victory they badly need just to kick back their season. I don't know what the story is with Son with his injury, but maybe drop him for a couple of games.
I think he's out of form.
He's out of form as well. He hasn't been playing great this season anyway. He's had a couple of good games, but not enough.
Yeah.
A bit of time on the bench wouldn't do him any harm. Villa will feel the result wasn't as bad as their performance in terms, or their result was worse than their performance last against Liverpool. But I'm going to go for a home victory for Spurs, maybe 1-0, but I think more likely to be more goals. 2-1 is more likely.
Okay. I think Villa will put up more of a fight than they did against Liverpool. I think it'll be closer. Spurs, the problem is they can't stop conceding.
They have Eric Dyer in their team. And
yes.
Any team that has Eric Dyer in their starting 11 is open for for business.
That's it, exactly. That's definitely a weakness there. They've conceded first and conceded at least 2 goals in their last 6 games. So defensively, big problems there.
Eric Dyer.
But the problem is that Villa had chances at Liverpool. They couldn't take them.
That's it.
They had a lot of chances. Their finishing was very poor. So that's one thing that they'll have to work on. So I'm going to go for an exciting 2-2 draw on this one. Again, I think.
Okay.
And then the last game, I think, is Forest and Chelsea. Are Forest doomed for relegation?
I think so. I think that I'd love to have stayed up, but they bought too many players, and some of the guys, Lingard, I'm talking about you, came for the money and just expected everything to go their way, and are not really chipping in the effort.
A little bit of sulking over the effects. Yeah.
And they needed more from those kind of players.
And the thing is that if they get relegated, they've got all these players suddenly on these wages.
A lot of them, I know...
They'll be letting them all go again.
Yeah.
And they'll be calling back the other ones.
Some of them that they signed, I know, have that in their contract if they get relegated. But the thing is that they haven't done themselves any favour. There wouldn't be many in a rush to sign them after a season of this mediocrity.
And Chelsea, who had lost their last 3 away games, they came back a little bit of form against Bournemouth, 2-0.
But the biggest thing I take from that is that Reeves, the fantastic fullback, injured again.
Okay, so it's a big loss for them.
Big loss there, so much attacking comes from that Reece James. Reece James is the name.
Yeah.
Down the right, and it frees up the space for Havertz and that. When you don't have him there,
and they don't have
everything constricts back.
They don't have an out-and-out striker.
No.
So that's
Sterling.
No. So, but we think that they're going to win this one, right? Definitely.
I think I wouldn't say definitely, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 or maybe 2-0 victory for them.
I think just Forest are so poor. I think Chelsea will win this one 3-0. Okay, I'm going to go maybe 3-1. Forest will win this one.
It won't be long before you see us again because no sooner is that round off than it's the New Year games.
Yeah, but it'll probably be the New Year before we make the new one, right?
Oh, it will. We'll have our New Year hats on. I'll be wearing an Arsenal shirt and he'll be wearing a Liverpool one, and we'll take it. All New Year's resolutions will kick in.
Well, happy Christmas, Mike.
Merry Christmas, sir. Happy New Year.
All the best.
Look to you, Arsenal.
All the best. Good luck.